move
No,
to the
not
topic.
that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Let's move to the point of
BJ
contact.
And Gigi. I hear there's some tension. I don't like tension. I don't like letting it simmer. I could just ignore it and let it simmer, but I wanted to bring you both together and just hash out whatever the fuck's going on and keep to stepping. And I don't mean like pretend to like, oh yeah, it's all fine, it is what it is, and just to appease me and Steve. Like, I'm talking like, let's just fucking be open, say what the fuck pissed each other off or what's going on between the two of you, and then just get it sorted and leave here on a new page. So what we dealing with? Just a root problem here.
I was told, Gigi, that you kind of went off on one after I told you all that I didn't want to speak to you for prison.
So from that, I was getting told that you said fuck all of us and you didn't want to talk to nobody and was blaming us when I was the main person trying to help, get to you and help you out, and even told me to spin the block to come help you. And just to get told that you saying fuck all of us for no reason, I just think that was kind of, it irritated me, but I can understand why you were mad because the whole entire situation was just like fuck from the get-go, right? But you having a whole attitude, even when I asked you like, hey, do you guys need help? And you catching a whole attitude because I don't know if you have six, right? And you over here catching an attitude with me when I'm trying to help you out. So when you asked for help, right, I obviously saw Mick first and went to go pick him up, but I wanted to spin the buffer. So I told him to drop me off and just go take my car to go pick you up, but obviously it was too late, right? And then I'm hearing that, they come from the penitentiary and you saying fuck every single person and like, like no one helped and all this shit, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's kind of weird when I literally, on my part, right, to like try to do everything to help you out, which I didn't understand like why like I was getting shaded for and like when I was trying to help you. So that kind of irritated me.
That wasn't completely what was said. The lifer came and said, you're a visitor. And I said, I don't want to speak to them. That was pretty much it.
Majority of the boys said that,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, I said, I don't want to speak to him. As far as I'm aware, the lifer came to you and said, I want to speak, and you guys dipped. I was pissed because, as far as I was aware, everyone knew what was going on the radio. Obviously, the three other boys were doing another store. It was me and Mick doing the other one. So when I called on radio, I'm fairly sure I called without power, like help. The response was, do you need help? It was like, in my mind, it was like, I felt like you weren't listening. So if you didn't know that we didn't have six, then like obviously the situation's a bit different. But that's why I gave attitude back, because I assumed you knew it was just the two of us.
No, I didn't, because I came on the radio late. So that's why I was asking, hey, do you guys have six? I mean, no, I asked you, do you need help? Because I don't know if you guys have six. Because here's the thing, there's two different groups hitting stores, and obviously the whole radio is fucking chaotic. I don't know who to fucking help, right? I just see the first person to help, and like getting told like fuck everybody that was trying to attempt to help. It's just kind of just like, well, damn, like it wasn't even like nobody wanted to do it. I think everyone was trying to figure shit out. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't really understand like why you were like. That's kind of irritating me. But get this, like I understand why you were pissed. Like I understand, like sometimes it gets like that. Like if shit doesn't go your way, you get called, whatever. I understand the frustration because I get like that too. So for me, it just seemed like it was very targeted towards like me specifically. I didn't know if that was the case, so that's why it kind of rubbed me the fucking wrong way how it was relayed to me.
I was obviously I gave attitude back to you on the radio because I just needed help. I was like pissed as fuck after the chase because I was in a foot chase for like 15-20 minutes, and it wasn't necessarily just you, because I asked, can I get a pickup? And Blondie's response was, I can't drive. And then that's when I kind of shouted on the radio, like, I don't care if you can't drive, like, just fucking pick me up, Like, it wasn't necessarily just you in this situation. And then to top it off, I got ran over by Lucas Miller and sent to jail for it. So I was in jail. I was fuming. Like, I was pissed as fuck, and I literally didn't want to speak to anyone. I mean, I'm gonna say the reason why I gave you attitude was I genuinely just thought you didn't want to help. I mean, you didn't shoot at the PD shooting, so I genuinely don't know what the situation is with you. Like, I don't know whether I can trust you to come and help me.
So that bothered you?
Yeah, 100% it did.
Okay, let me ask you a question now. If something like that bothered you that day, right? You saw me like multiple times. Why didn't you just pull me to the side and express
I told
how
you.
feel?
I told you.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You see me multiple times in my face acting cool with me. Why didn't you pull me to the side and express how you fucking feel?
I literally said it at
But
visitation.
now
I said,
you choose
why
the opportunity now, like something else to happen on top of it, just to.
You can call James right now. I said it at visitation as soon as I saw you. Why did you not shoot? I literally said that, and you just walked away. I asked, why did you not shoot? You're part of a gang.
Chat, I think I should move.
Why would you not shoot in that situation? And you didn't give me a response, and you walked out of visitation instead. So why would I speak to you if, when I do bring it up, you're not going to respond?
The thing is, when I talked to the other boys, they said like I can understand, like when you said like you felt like yes, I am in a gang. At the time, I had my own reason, and it wasn't for like I was totally against it because I wasn't. You know what I mean? I think and the situation that was how I looked at it was very different. So I apologize if you felt like I didn't have your back that day for not shooting. I apologize for that and how you feel. Like I totally understand that. But the thing about it is, it's just like I feel like you could have literally pulled me to the side. You didn't really say anything to me in the cells. You just kind of passed the argument, so I just thought it was whatever. But the thing is, if it still bothered you, DJ, you still could have pulled me to the side and still had a conversation with me. You sit here and call me your like your big sis and everything, but the fact is you seen me and never said anything to me like at all. But you wanted to have a whole attitude with me the entire time until another situation happened just to pile on top of that.
No, the first time I saw you on that day after I was in jail was, why did you not shoot? You're in a Southside gang and you chose not to shoot cops when people not even in the gang are shooting, and you walked away from me. At that point, why would I come and speak to you? You've already walked away from me once. There's no shot I'm coming and speaking to you again. You've lost the right for me to come and find you and speak to you as soon as you've walked away. Like, people don't just get to walk away from conversations then expect another conversation later on. Like, I did that shit. I came to you and I said, why didn't you shoot? I did exactly what you just said I should be doing, and you walked away from me. So fuck talking to you again after that. Because how do I know you're not just going to walk away again?
If it still bothered you and you chose not to talk to me, that's on you. That's not on me.
But I did speak to you and you walked away.
Didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't. But you didn't.
So the repeating pattern here is one of you saying you tried to have a conversation and it didn't work. The other one is saying that you didn't try to have a conversation. So you just need to have a conversation. Hash it out now. Whatever that conversation would have been, have it now. Sort it out.
I don't have the issue. I don't have the problem.
You didn't
My
shoot.
conversation was, why didn't you shoot? What was your reason for not shooting when other people not in the group, not in the gang, are down to throw down for the boys and shoot? Like, are you a civ? Are you not a civ? You do shit that risks your G6 and shit.
I'm gonna make this. I want to make this clear to you and like to whoever else. I never once said that I wanted to stay clean. I said this from the very beginning, from like 2 weeks ago. I said, because this is not just me, it was a lot of people. When the whole tuner shit, came out, I was like, yeah, I want a car, right? So I figured I might as well get as much and just to save up for a fucking car. But that wasn't all going to be just for me, obviously. Obviously, I was going to fucking contribute if people just asked me. Like, I will literally give the shirt off my fucking back for this game.
You won't shoot cops for the gang. And that's where the issue is.
I would shoot cops for the gang.
But you
didn't. Shoot cops for the gang.
Can I intervene with a question?
Of course you can.
Do you feel, and this is a question for you, Gigi, I'm just gonna come, I'm not gonna pick, like, be on a side, but I'm just gonna ask you this. When it comes to a situation like that, right? Do you think there should be, because for example, someone like Johnny in that situation is not expected to shoot, nor should he shoot, because it ruins everything he's built, right? He is straight up civ, shouldn't do that shit. Someone like Blondie, when she was doing her civ shit, now she wants to come out of it, also wouldn't be expected. I think what DJ's looking for, and maybe what would be best, is there's no problem if a civ doesn't shoot, if they are a civ. It's just a decision needs to be made, what line you sit on, and then that needs to be followed, right? I think that would make things way easier. It's like, if you want to be an outright civ, then you're not expected to shoot in that situation, because civs still have benefits to the gang. But if you're gonna say that you're not a civ and you're not on the clean side, then obviously if you're clean but some shit kicks off, people might have expectations for you to do shit like DJ had.
That makes a lot more sense when you put it that way.
What?
Like, it's just confusing when obviously I get you don't want to lose your G6 job, right?
I don't give a fuck about the G6. Like, I don't care for it. Like, Like, I don't care, like, for that. That has nothing to, like, I get what you're saying, but I can lose it, like, now, like, I wouldn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? I literally was just only doing it to take advantage of it, but it wasn't making me to, like, to do, like, just to be a civ. Like, I don't want to be, I never said I wanted to be clean. I never said that. I just only wanted to take advantage of it because I wanted to save up for something of my own because, you know, it's been a while. So I literally just, that's all I fucking wanted it for. But the thing is, like, I understand, like, your frustration that I didn't shoot for you that day, and it makes you look at me some type of way. I apologize for that, and then that's not the fucking case. So I take accountability for that, and I'm sorry that you feel like I didn't have, or anyone in this case feel like I didn't have their back. I apologize for that, okay? But
I appreciate the apology.
Right, but also moving forward, again, you never once pulled me aside and actually wanted to speak to me that it still bothered you. I feel like you chose an opportunity for something else to happen to amplify it, to, like, come at me for, or to have an attitude towards me, which I don't also think is right.
I do have a question.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't care about your G6 job, why did you choose not to shoot?
In my opinion, so at the time, right, and let me just say, let me clarify, this is just how I looked at it, right?
Oh.
So I chose, like, not to shoot because I felt
disagree
like,
with Sparky's
obviously,
choice?
you know, I think we've already said even before we started shooting, it was already going to be stupid, and the odds were already against us. They had, like, class 2s, and it, for me, it didn't make sense because I felt like at the time we weren't getting, and from my point of view, like, we weren't really getting anything out of it other than heavy fines and people just getting, like, just thrown in jail, right? So that's how I looked at it. And so I just felt like, for me, like, it didn't make sense for me to shoot because obviously people already expect, like, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not a good shooter, I'm not any of that, right? Also with that as well. So I just figured it wouldn't have made a difference if I would have shot or not. At that time, at that moment, it didn't feel like it would have made a big of a difference. So for me, I just chose not to do so because I figured there were other people that have way more capability to do that or handle, you know, if they wanted to go that route. And I never judged anyone who wanted to shoot anyways. Like, it sent a message to, like, you know, cops not pushing our block or whatever. But from what I remember, right, the conversation that we had, like, in that meeting, what, 2 weeks ago, Sparky literally said, like, we want to take part of, like, certain things because we want to get something out of it, right? We want to take our people to get something out of certain, you know, certain things or whatever, which I totally understand. So for me, I looked at it as, like, I didn't genuinely feel like we were getting anything out of it than just getting completely, like, just overran and just tossing jet with, like, heavy fine. That's how I looked at it at the point, which is why I chose, I didn't want to shoot. You know what I mean? So that's how I looked at it. But knowing that it probably looked very different for other people, that I just didn't have my best game and just, like, you know, I didn't have anybody's back, I felt now maybe I have a different perspective. Like, it wasn't like that, like, at all. Like, I wasn't trying to make it seem like I'm just watching my boys get shot down, which it didn't happen that way. But I don't want you guys to feel like I just don't have your back, because I do.
I think what needs to be said is, right, moving forward, you've now made it clear you're not on civ shit. So you can now operate with the understanding that people have an expectation for you to get involved in, like, everything. Obviously, if you're in the 6 or that whole situation at the block, the way you've thought about it following this conversation will need to kind of pivot, because on the block, we could have had 35 people standing there and they all could have got involved. And I'll be real, when you're doing something like that against the cops, it doesn't matter how fucking good these people are or whatever, like, numbers matter there. Like, you so if people are making a call, I gave the call, right?
I can barely hear you, by the way, Sparky.
That call ultimately lost us money, but people outside the gang, people inside the gang, hang around and back it. If you're not on the civ side, then just go with a call. It's like what we say on all jobs, right? Someone can give a bad call, but what matters is that everyone follows it either way. Because if we do this thing where you don't listen to what you think is a bad call, all of a sudden I make a call on a job. 4 of you think it's a good call. 2 of you think it's bad. 2 people aren't doing it. The other 4 are, and now you're pulling 2 away from a 6-man plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't want to be making a call in a situation and then having doubts if my people are going to fucking back me or not. If a call is made, dumb or not, it gets backed. And then it can be discussed afterwards and dealt with afterwards and learned about afterwards.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
But I do think, like, both of you like could have entertained that conversation more. When problems like this happen, like, it's just if there's like tension between people in the group, I will just grab them, pull them somewhere, and get them to hash it out like this. But in an ideal world, it shouldn't have to get to this point either. Like, you two should just be able to go have a conversation, even if someone's pissed someone off and walked away or whatever. Like, you still just need to sort it.
And I'm not even trying to be a prick here, but like, in those situations, the shot callers are in place for a reason. Like, if you're not in a leadership spot or a shot caller spot, it's not really your place to question calls in those situations. In the moment.
Are you two understanding more of each other's side now and just willing to fucking allow it and move past it? And
yeah,
seems clearer now. Gigi, you know where you lie with the whole Civ shit. DJ now knows as well. The expectations are clear. Conversate moving forward. Leave it as it is. By you, Gigi.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
So we bless. Lovely.
I
Right
need to
then.
ride back to the barcast, okay? Right, yeah.
Yeah. We can all go.
Yeah. Right, we have an ammo crate to hit.
We go around, send the demons for that. You know how it gets these times.
Well, apparently,
you'll get counted. I'll send in a soldier in my place if needed.
What was it? Me, you, James, John, Bambi, and SJ? I think is what James said.
Get Mick on it.